Welcome, everyone, to week 3 of the Sportsbook Show to be named later. I'm your host, Jake, a.k.a. Snake. Joined with us tonight is John Gass to my left, and at the bottom, our lovable loser and punishment enactor, Joseph Moore. Joey, would you like to condone for your favorite quarterback sins this evening, or are you just going to let it ride?
I'll let it ride. It's not let it ride.
Okay. Well, typically we have a fuller panel. We might have guys joining in the middle of this. That's fine. I'm going to try and share my screen here with our viewers here. You guys are going to have to follow along yourselves. I believe everyone has submitted their picks for the week. Let us go to the weekly standings. Now, these are the standings from week 2. We have John and Sabo in the positive money here, with Nostradamus hitting another parlay, and Sabo having an excellent week with his prop-centric picks. We'll go to those in a second. However, as you can see at the very bottom there, Joey did not have himself the greatest of weeks, netting $0, losing $100. Hopefully, this upcoming week turns the tide for you, so you don't have to have another punishment from Nostradamus. Sammy and Clayton also in the red, but did not lose everything, so got to avoid the pouch of misery here. Let's go to the results real quick. We got team by team. Now, actually, let's go in order of the standings here. So, Mr. John had himself quite the... wait, that's from week 1. Let me scroll down. For week 2 here, I think this is it. Yes, he hit one parlay. 1 for 5 in his picks. However, he hit a big one. So John had a comfortable, stress-free parlay, which is pretty hilarious considering the odds for this. But UC over 26, I think they hit it in the third quarter probably. Purdue under 24.5. I think they got to 13. Notre Dame showed up. His analysis from last week was spot on in that game. Florida going over 21.5 also was pretty stress-free. So really didn't have to sweat any of these out. Every other pick did not end up going his way. Pretty much if you want to have the Bengals game at all, just fade John on whatever pick he has that week because he's gotten it wrong both weeks so far. So if he's got the Bengals in any way, shape, or form this week, fade it, go the other way. Florida money line versus Bama, awfully close. Everybody was giving them crap. I know I was, but that Florida-Bama game was excellent. LA Dallas, high-scoring game Sunday, did not turn out to be very high-scoring. I don't even think the under definitely hit by a lot. And then those were his final 2 picks. We'll quickly go here. I believe I transcribed Sabo's picks. Our panel trucker here, who might be joining us later. Who knows? Cooper Kupp. So his parlay didn't hit. I won't go through all of those. Like I said, he's our prop master. Mahomes passing and Lamar rushing. I also had this one, but it hit pretty comfortably. That was a barn burner. As his punishment last week from Nostradamus, Auburn +5 at Penn State did not hit. Very sad to see one of his picks be wasted there, but it was only $10, so he didn't really have a bunch weighing on it. Kyle Pitts finally hit his over for receiving yards. I think he hit it pretty comfortably. I think he got to around 70. And then Jonathan Taylor, I believe, rushed the ball for 15 times, and all he needed was 15 rushes. So that is a hit. John was just barely ahead of him in the payout. I believe he beat him by a couple cents. So it was like 129 to 128 there in the money earned category. I believe Clayton was our third place. Let's scroll to Clayton here. Clayton had Miami plus 3.5 versus Buffalo. Tua getting hurt, and then just none of the Dolphins showing up did not have a prayer and working. Arizona minus 3.5 didn't happen versus Minnesota. That was heartbreaker for Minnesota fans having to relive their kicking woes. Carolina plus 4 versus New Orleans. That was comfortable. That game was not close from start to finish. Cincinnati money line. I don't really want to talk about that game right now. 3 straight interceptions, 3 straight passes for Burrow, and then just a backdoor cover if you had him plus 3. But I had a money line. Clayton had a money line. That was they got your hopes up right at the end like they usually do, and didn't come to fruition. We'll move on. New England and New York Jets under 42.5. That was a comfortable one. So Clayton had himself a decent week, went 2 for 5. I mean, it's not easy winning these bets, but we do our best. Sammy, I believe, Sammy or I were next. We were right around each other. His only hit was UC minus 3. UC minus 3 at Purdue. That doesn't make sense. UC did not play Purdue. Maybe he meant Notre Dame. No. Maybe he meant minus 3 at Indiana. So I believe this was an error on Sammy's part. We didn't catch it till now, but that's all right. We'll still give him the since he picked UC minus 3. I think the opponent is not as important. He just didn't write it down right. The rest of them missed. Oklahoma, Nebraska was very close. Washington football team once again. Sammy loves riding this team for some reason. They did not cover. Dallas at the Chargers over 55.5 like John had. Didn't happen. And KC minus 3.5. Lamar Jackson happened on Monday night. So quickly to my picks. I only hit the Lamar and Mahomes pick that Sabo had. Fortinet championship ended in a playoff. It was looking pretty promising. You had Max Homa and Maverick McNeely heading into the 17th hole together, tied, and Maverick McNeely, I believe, triple bogeyed the last hole, or the 17th hole, and then eagled the last hole, but Max Homa had it well enhanced. That did not end in a playoff. Congrats to Max Homa. Indiana money line. They had him right where they wanted him, and they let him off the hook. The great Denny Green once said, I was feeling pretty good going into the third quarter since he was not looking great. Indiana, like I said, had him right where they wanted him and just let him back into it. And then since he pulled away late, that score did not really encapsulate how close that game was. Chase Young, as some of my fellow competitors trolled me, said that he did record a sack. I was not watching that game. However, when we look back at the stat sheet, he was not credited for said sack, so that was a loser. And then my parlay, if Cincinnati KC lost 2. Never mind. So we didn't come close. Would have been a nice hit, but who knows what the parlay for this week is. And last place, Joey, just to show the red on the screen. Kyler ended at 4 touchdowns. That was your closest one. Didn't quite happen. Jalen Hurts half touchdown and Devontae Smith half a touchdown. I believe receiving. I believe Hurts hit. He did run for his, but Devontae Smith I think had 2 catches for like 11 yards.
Yeah, he didn't have much.
Yep. Steelers winning by 13-18, like Sabo said. I think he was just thinking too hard on that one. Also, the Steelers didn't win, so rough. And then his parlay did not hit. I believe the Eagles lost to the Niners. The Saints got crushed, and the Cardinals did win. So he went 2 for 4 there.
You know who did win is the Bears.
Yes, that is correct. The Bears did win. However, your parlay did not win. So we will move on to just quickly go back to the standings, just to show you guys again. John and Sabo netted positive money there. Won 129, 128 for Sabo, and then we were The rest of us were in the negative. Joey in a definitive negative position. All right, I'll stop blabbering on here. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just making sure nobody else has joined us here. The dogs are joining us in the background, as you can see. Let's go quickly. Let's go through the picks of the guys that aren't here right now. I'll wait on Sabo at the very end, but Sammy for sure will not be joining us. Let's go to his picks. You guys can follow along. He was in attendance for last week's Notre Dame-Purdue game. I believe this is where his first pick is stemming from. He actually gave me a little blurb to read for this. So we're looking at ND Wisconsin. He's got Notre Dame money line. Wisconsin isn't good, according to Sammy Dyer, and it'll be a low-scoring game, and our talent wins. All right. He's back on the Washington football train. He's at they're plus 7.5, I believe, at Buffalo. He's claiming that he's going to be on this train till they cover. Teams coming off of 2 touchdown wins are 43 and 59 against the spread the next week, and the Bills fit that bill. Haha. All right. Saints and Pats under 42.5. Saints and Pats might not touch 27.5. Maybe he should have put his money where his mouth is, done an alternate over under, but we'll just give him the number. 42.5 under for Saints Pats. All right. Tampa Bay minus 1.5. I believe they're at the Rams. Our national trucker has joined us here, Mr. Sabo. Welcome. Tampa Bay minus 1.5 at the LA Rams, I believe. Tampa is easy money. Rams real first test, and Tom is on fire. So he's on the Tampa Bay train. And then Steelers minus 3. Steelers sitting at 3, not 3.5 is juicy. And I think they have value here. Well, they lost a lot of value when it looked like Big Ben's pec has been torn, potentially from all the sexual assault and violence that he's done in the past. We will go to Mr. Clayton. I believe he will not be joining us this evening, so we're going to quickly go through Clayton's picks. He also has Pittsburgh minus 3. He did not give me any blurbs to explain these. However, I believe he was bitten by the Bengals last week and doesn't want to get on that train again. And hopefully he learns his lesson to just stay away from the Bengals all year, probably. It's probably his best bet. Cleveland minus 7 versus Chicago. I believe the thought process here is first rookie QB starting on the road against a solid defense. Myles Garrett is going to be in that backfield all game. We'll see what happens, but Justin Fields is going to have a rude awakening. Great team up in Cleveland. We'll see if Baker indeed is healthy, and whispers of OBJ returning this week. New Orleans at New England under 42.5. That is also a pick for Mr. Dyer. So a lot of these are pretty much Sammy's picks. Same logic applies, I suppose. Daniel Jones under 0.5 picks. So he is banking on Daniel Jones not throwing an interception this week. Bit him in the ass last time with the Baker no interception pick in week 1. See how it happens with the. Daniel Jones isn't notorious for turning the ball over whatsoever, so sure this is going to hit. Parlay, all the win. Philly at Dallas. LA Chargers are playing someone good. I can't remember. I believe they're underdogs. I can't remember. And then New York Giants are. I should know this. I don't remember offhand. If you guys.
Giants, I believe, is Atlanta.
Okay, Giants, Atlanta. I think they're hosting Atlanta. So I think the
Chiefs.
Chargers are hosting the Chiefs or at the Chiefs.
Chiefs are hosting Chargers.
Okay, so you got two big underdogs probably with Philly and LA. So that's where his odds are just astronomical there at 14.35. Betting 10 to win 153. That's going to be a massive hit if it works. Anyways, I've been talking for a while, so I won't go to my picks. How about we go to this week's loser, Joseph Moore, for his picks?
All right. So, first things first. I guess last week we got a little bit too crazy with the picks. Yeah, that's all we're gonna go with there. I could go on a little bit more. I was really hoping that Kyler was gonna pull off those 5 touchdowns. This is the only one I'll go into. Really, I mean, so close to the 5 touchdowns, and what it really came down to is AJ Green just can't catch a damn ball. I
He
know he had
scored.
one
He
touchdown.
scored one of your
I know,
touchdowns.
I know he had one touchdown, but he should have had two. He should have had two. That's all it came down
I
to.
didn't
Should
see
have
the
had two.
drop, but if you would have watched him at all last year, you would have known that this man is not elite whatsoever anymore. So, um,
That's
yeah, I mean, it was
ridiculous.
close. I think they were in the red zone the final drive there and couldn't quite put it in. I think he had.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was AJ that dropped one. I thought there was another one too. But he had a great game, regardless. I see something similar is in the works this week for you.
Something very similar is gonna work. So we'll just go over 4 bets. We're doing 4 bets again, $25 a bet. So once again, we gotta go with the Steelers bet. I will not lie to you. I started off with Bengals at +4.5. That's where I was originally. I
Where did
eventually
you see
switched.
that line?
It was
And
on
when did you see
Barstool.
that line?
It was on Barstool
What day?
earlier in the
Like,
week. I think I still
okay,
have the screenshot somewhere.
okay, that's
Let me
quite
see
a
if I can
line.
find. Let me find it because I know I deleted it. Recently deleted. Can I find it?
It's no sweat.
Yes,
I believe you.
Cincinnati Bengals +4.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh. Anyways, ended up switching the Steelers -3. Uh. Just felt more confident going that way. I think
Any?
they might be able to. And always finds a way when he's hurt. Win games, so I think we'll win by more than 3 points.
So it's a good thing. It's a
Defense,
good thing that he's hurt.
defense, I think will be more healthy this week. Hopefully, all those groin injuries. I think there's like 4 players that ended up with damn groin injuries. Uh, Devin Bush, Joe Hayden, TJ, and then Highsmith as well. All 4 had freaking groin injuries, so hopefully that is just gone and they can take care of business. Some more interceptions that Joe Burrow likes to throw. Next, we're going to let's see. I guess we're $25 bet -114 for potential payout $47. Next is Cardinals. We went the alternate spread here at -9.5 on Barstool. They're +118 on that with potential payout of $54.50. I just feel like they're gonna have a big game. That's really all it comes down to. Speaking of that, Kyler Murray, he was so close to hitting the 5 touchdowns. We're going with the over 3.5 combined touchdowns once again. It's on DraftKings. That's +175 for a payout of $68.75. And last but not least, Panthers. I think that's a pretty good game too. We're going to take the -8.5, -108 for $48.25 potential payout. That's all I really got.
I can't wait for Kyler to combine for 3 touchdowns this week.
Yeah, is Kyler Murray on your fantasy team or something?
He's not. I actually don't have him in any league.
Is Kyle Pitts on any of your fantasy teams there, Sabo? Are you going back to the well? You going back to the well
No,
this week?
Vegas is finally they've caught on to me. It's getting a little bit too risky now. Don't worry, I'll go in depth with the I still have some Kyle Pitts narrative type bets in here, but
Well, let's shoot it over to you, Sabo. I've got your picks pulled up here,
well,
for our winners or for our listeners, and we'll keep Nostradamus at the end of the show as all of our lovely fans are looking forward to what his dreams are telling him late at night as far as these visions that he's having. So, anyway, Sabo, take the floor.
all right. Well, the Pitts bet was not really on Kyle Pitts, right? I'm more looking at last week they played Tampa Bay, right? Now Tampa Bay is this team is absurd. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Their run defense is absolutely incredible. No one even tries to run on them, so the other team just throws. Which
Mm-hmm.
is exactly why I'm taking this special prop bet on Stafford and Brady combined to hit 600 passing yards with plus odds, plus 105.
Yeah.
I think that game is going to be a major shootout. With the Rams, they're not going to try to run. They're going to throw it. Tom Brady's gunning for that MVP. He doesn't want. I wouldn't want to hand the ball off to Leonard Fournette or Ronald Jones either. So may as well chuck it to all those other dudes. So I think that's going to go over 600 yards passing for those two.
Nice.
Another special one I liked was the Lamar Jackson one.
Wow.
So basically, Lamar's got a pass for 200,
Yep.
run for 100, score a passing TD and a rushing TD.
Okay.
So this one, he did that last week, right? I think that this is statistically going to be Lamar's best year. All right, and this is why. The Ravens' defense is pitiful.
Really?
Okay? It's not the same Ravens defense of years past. So Lamar is going to have to do a lot more the heavy lifting this year. JK's hurt. Gus is hurt. All their running backs are down. Lamar is kind of putting it on himself. People are calling him out, saying he's not a good quarterback, yada, yada, yada. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. And the biggest thing I like about this bet, all right, is I think the Lions are a little bit underrated. Like, they're not the Jets, they're not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can hang around a little bit, and I think the Ravens' defense is due for a little bit of a letdown week after the big Chiefs win.
Mm.
I think the Lions in a dome are going to keep it close, and it's going to force Lamar to have to do all his little magical stuff that he does. So
Okay.
I'm taking that Lamar bet plus 400. Next one. You fantasy gurus out there, all right, now is the time to buy on Saquon Barkley. This is the moment to do it, all right? I was in
Hear that,
leagues
Joey?
last week where people literally benched this dude because they have no faith. Okay? Now listen to this. So week one, the man plays 48% of the snaps. Okay? And then everyone's panicking. I mean, he didn't have a great game last week. Washington's got a good run defense, all right? Last week played 86% of the snaps on 3 days rest. Now he gets 9 days rest against the Falcons, who are pitiful. I'm taking the over 61.5 yards rushing for Saquon Barkley. Locking it in. He's going to be in my DraftKings lineups. I'm all over it this
Pretty
week. This is
cheap.
the week to buy back in.
Yeah, he's pretty cheap this week, as far as
He is,
Saquon
and I
goes.
don't know how popular he'll be. I don't know how people are feeling about it. I can
Yeah.
see it going. We'll see. That's an interesting one. This next one was really it's hard because I'm the prop guy, and these props don't come out. They don't come out till like 5 o'clock on today. So it's kind of hard to find some. So I had to go to this Thursday night game a little more than I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I took the CMC over 134.5 total yards. Okay. Now, at first I looked at this number as dang, that's a lot to be betting on. But then again, I've never had the pleasure of having this dude on my fantasy team, so I don't really know as much about him. This dude's ridiculous. All right. Absolutely absurd. He has gone over this total in 9 of his last 10 games. The only game he didn't was against Tampa Bay. We've already went over. Vaunted best run defense history of the NFL. All right. The only time that he hasn't hit that against the Texans, sign me up for that one for sure. I'm going to take the over on that. And then I got to do my 3-way parlay. So here's my 3-way parlay. Again, I'm not really in love with these, but I kind of took what the games gave me. So from the KC game, I took Tyreek over 80.5 yards. Okay, I think he had 14 yards last week. Not great. He was pretty mad. He was throwing stuff on the sideline. I feel bad for his kid. That night was not a good night, I'm sure, for him. He's going to get some redemption tonight or next week. Sorry. 80.5 yards, smashing it. If I could bump that up to like 200.5, I don't know what my odds would be on that, but I would take it. This dude's gonna go way over. Derwin James gonna be locking down Travis Kelce the best he can. Tyreek, big explosion week. Here it comes. Lock him in. Speaking of explosions, Kenny Galladay, all right, was going absolutely bananas at the game last week on Jason Garrett. Apparently, well, it was Daniel Jones, and then he said it was Jason Garrett, which I agree. I would do the same thing. He's probably the worst play caller in the NFL. But I think that this is one of those situations where he's got the over. I'm going to do over 3.5 receptions. Because I just think, Jason Garrett, he's kind of a loser. He's going to be like, oh, fine, you're mad, whatever. We're going to throw you a couple, 5-yard little easy passes. Here's the ball. Be happy, just take it, whatever. He might have 5 catches for 10 yards. But I think he's going to get the over 3.5 receptions. And then my last one, I don't feel great about it, but I feel okay. I'm taking the Brandon Cooks over 5.5 receptions. Houston, they're going to be losing that whole game. Negative game script. New quarterback, rookie quarterback, this guy, I don't even know his name, but he had 18 pass attempts in the second half of the Browns game, and he targeted Brandon Cooks on 10 of those. Brandon Cooks had 10 targets in one half with this dude, all right? And rookie quarterbacks love locking into their number one receiver. And so he's going to either be throwing to Brandon Cooks, or his other options are Chris Conley or I don't know. I don't know who else they have. I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, he's going to be throwing to Brandon Cooks. So this is the thing, though. Brandon Cooks might get 27 targets and still only catch 3 balls. So targets does not mean receptions.
No, it doesn't.
So it's a little bit of a gamble. I don't know how it'll work out, but I'm just going to throw it in there and see what happens. So
I like it.
Plus 490. So those are my 3 parlays.
That's some hardcore research that went into those picks. There was a lot there.
I feel like you're sitting down in a
day today. I had a little extra time on my hands. Had a quiz.
Wow.
So I had some extra time to do a little bit of diving into the numbers, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes for me.
I feel like you're not driving this week. Am I correct
No,
in that?
I'm not driving.
Incredible. You've really raised the you've heightened
this is the week.
Okay.
I'm feeling good. Last week we went pretty well.
You really did.
3 of those. Parlay, that pick's right. The parlay wasn't great, and then the Auburn game, I don't know what happened. I assume I lost it though.
You lost it.
I lose that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You lost.
It was close though, wasn't it?
Yes,
Kinda?
it was 9 points. I think it was. I think they had a chance to backdoor cover. It just didn't happen. You're really making all the fans at home just curious what your lovely face looks like without this camera on.
I tried to get the camera to work, and I can't. I think I know how to do it, but I'm afraid I'm gonna crash my whole computer.
What do your students do when you're Zoom calling? You just go no camera?
We don't do Zoom. We're in Mount Vernon, buddy.
Okay.
Is
it some other platform? No video calling whatsoever.
There's no COVID. There's no nothing. You go to school and there is no Zooming. There is
what about your lovely
right?
bride to be? Have you ever used a video chat platform to talk to? Okay.
Yeah, I've used them before, but not on this one. Not on Discord. I see a video button. I click it.
Oh my gosh! Imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Mr. Sabo looks like. Luckily, he has clothes on. I'm really happy about that.
I just shaved. Wow! All right.
You are looking.
Where do I look? Where's the camera?
Dapper. You're looking great. It's right there. Yep, center. Anyways.
Brad and Sabo, Cornhole Fan Club. Support it.
There you go. All right, no free ads. All right, I'll go to my picks real quick so we can go to Nostradamus. We're looking at quite the card this week. You guys at home can click on Jake's weekly picks right there, and you can you guys that are in this call right now, everybody looking, witnessing from afar, can see this on my screen right now. I've got Syracuse money line hosting Liberty as my first bet. I've got 33 bones on this. I think this would be a tragedy for the Dino Babers era at Syracuse if they end up losing this game to Liberty. We've got that at plus 198 odds. I believe Liberty has old SEC coach. I can't remember. He was at Ole Miss. I can't remember his name. But then their quarterback is excellent. He's a pro prospect. That's why Liberty is favored so high. I believe the spread was 6.5. I just skip the spread, go straight money line. Syracuse win this game at home. Statement game. If Dino loses this game, I have a feeling his days are numbered there. Anyways, continuing on. That was a Friday night game, so we got some action on almost every single day this week until the next week's show. As Sammy Dyer had pointed out, his analysis, I believe, holds true there, except I think Wisconsin's actually a pretty good team. I got Notre Dame money line. I really am hoping that the talent for Notre Dame just overwhelms the Badgers. This is a neutral site game. We're not going to Camp Randall. It's going to be at Soldier Field. I think Notre Dame fans are going to travel a little better than the Wisconsin fans, but who knows? Anyways, I really like where the defense was last week. They showed up, held Purdue, who had been scoring a crap ton of points, to 13 last week. And Jack Cohn, the Jack Cohn narrative, he's back against his former team, the Badgers. Everybody's gonna be coming after him. His old defense there. I have a feeling he's gonna step up, play very well. I think this is a comfortable win. Not concerned. Maybe the next week against UC, that's another story. All right, let's go to the NFL now. This is Monday night. I've got Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts, both with a rushing touchdown. The odds just seemed pretty enticing. I think it might have been boosted on the DraftKings Sportsbook. I put $33, by the way, on Notre Dame and Syracuse money lines there. For Dak and Jalen's prop here, I've got 15 bones on it, plus 500. I'm figuring if I get one of these to win, I get pretty close to the $100 back. So hopefully I'll avoid the pouch. Just kind of keeping everything level. Don't want to put too much on one bet. Just keeping everything steady here. Anyways, back to the Dak and Jalen pick. I feel like this is going to be just your classic NFC East. Bad defenses show up. You got everybody at Jerry World. Philly is a solid defense so far. They did handle San Fran pretty well at home, but I have a feeling this is an excellent Dallas offense. Arguably one of the better ones in the league, say top 5. I think Dak gets a sneak in there on a short one. Then Jalen, I feel like he scores every game rushing, so I feel like that was probably the minus odds there. So that's what we're looking at. Sergio, we're going to the Ryder Cup, Whistling Straits, Wisconsin, USA. Sergio to be the top Euro point scorer at the Ryder Cup. I'm not going to spend all my time here explaining what that means to all of you. A lot of you probably wouldn't care either. However, Sergio Garcia is on Team Europe. They're playing Team USA, and there are 5 possible points he could win in 4 team matchups and 1 matchup on Sunday, which is a solo matchup head-to-head. So he could win a potential of 5 points. I'm thinking the winner for Europe, since I believe this is going to be pretty handily USA's to win. I have a feeling all he needs, he's just going to need to get like 2.5 points to come out with the top Euro point getter. That was at plus 800, so pretty juicy odds there. 11 bones on that to win 99. And then we've got Champions League action. I prefaced this probably in the last episode. I've got all these are money lines, so all these guys have to win. They can't draw. I've got Man City. I believe they are playing someone good. They're playing PSG at PSG. So that's probably going to be the toughest one. I think those are the biggest odds there. Man City, I think, as talented a team in the world, so hopefully the talent wins out there. Chelsea also having a major test. I believe they are playing. Oh man, I had this.
Is that Juventus?
Yeah, they're playing Juventus in Turin, Italy. So another road game. I think Chelsea is playing about as well as any team in the world right now. I think they keep cruising. Ajax, I know I'm saying that wrong. They've got an easy one. They were like minus 3,000 to win, so they've got an easy cruise right there. Liverpool's got another one. I think they're at home. Liverpool also with another one. And Bayern Munich are playing like Little Sisters of the Poor. That spread probably was like 7 goals or something. So the two first Premier League teams listed there are going to be the biggest tests there. A draw is very possible. Last I saw, Messi might not be playing in that Man City game, so that will definitely help the chances. And then we'll go from there. However, I shopped around. Somehow Barstool Sportsbook had the best odds for this one at 12.16. Only put $8 on it, but to win 105 would be nice and juicy. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a Friday night game, a Saturday game, a Monday night game, a all entire weekend game. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the Ryder Cup. So I'll be following Sergio with great interest there. And then the Champions League games will be on Tuesday night or Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning. So prior to this show, we'll know the results next week for these bets. Hopefully, it doesn't come down to that for me, avoiding any punishment for those games. Hopefully, I hit one of these to secure my spot out of the bunker, as it were. But those are the picks. We will go to everyone's most anticipated and lovely segment from our very expertly given contestant, Mr. Nostradamus. You have the floor, sir. Take it away. You can share your screen if you'd like, because I can't see your picks, because you always leave it with anticipation heightened.
Yes.
Can't wait to see what vision we have this week.
There we go.
There it is.
All right. Can you see it?
I got it.
Okay. So, I guess that pick, you can see that a little bit. So my first pick is my gut pick.
Wasn't the gut pick that won you last week? First drive is a field goal.
Possibly. So, like Jake was saying with the Bengals, you can decide to, whatever that word is, fade me or whatever. This one is very specific. In my dream, I had a vision of the constellations in the sky forming into a football and flying through a goalpost. Okay, and I saw this bet on DraftKings. I just immediately was drawn to it. So this bet is that in the first drive of the game, regardless of the team, they will score a field goal. So I put $15 down on that to win $97.50.
Juicy.
Gut pick, definitely not a guarantee, but exciting nonetheless.
Yes, lot could happen. a lot of other outcomes could happen in that first drive.
Many options in a football game, but this one is most likely. My next one was Rutgers versus Michigan. I took the over at 49.5. I think these teams are both going to score a lot. Even if the game gets out of hand, I think Michigan's just going to try and score as many points as they can. But I think Rutgers can put out some points. The quarterback there had some pretty good stats. They haven't played very much talent, the teams they played against. But, yeah, I feel pretty confident in this one.
Can I stop you? Can I stop you for a second? I was looking on sprinkling a little bit of Rutgers money line this week because I don't think Michigan has played anyone either yet, and this is going to be the first test for old Harbaugh this year. And I like what Mr. Shiano's doing over there. And what's the town in New Jersey that Rutgers is? It starts with a P. I want to say Puxatawny because that's not it. Anyways, I really like Rutgers. That I honestly I had it in my picks at 20.5 to cover. It's just a massive line. I really like this pick as well. Yeah. The over. I usually stay away from over unders. I'm not comfortable with them, but I think they're as exciting a bet to place because you never know. You never know what can happen. Usually, the under is usually a lot more scary than the over. Anyways, continue. Terribly sorry to interrupt.
It'll be scary regardless, I think. I think the next one kind of relates to Michigan a little bit. So I'm taking Cal money line over Washington, and it's at Washington. It was plus 240, 20 to 168. I really don't like Washington. I think that they're not very good. Michigan handled them pretty easily. And I think they're just kind of this overrated team in the Pac-12. Cal, when I saw this, I just clicked on the stats, basically. And I saw that Cal has scored a pretty good amount of points. And Washington hasn't in their games. Don't quote me on that, and don't go look up the stats because that could be totally wrong. But that's what I thought when I looked at this. So I like this. I think that Washington is definitely not good. I think they're going to have a bunch of losses this year. One of them. This is one of my more confident picks. The next one, this is following a little bit in Jake's footsteps. I'm not including golf in my picks, but I am going to include the real football in my picks. I'm taking West Ham United, the Hammers, versus Leeds in the English Premier League. I would pretty much have taken West Ham versus anybody this week. They just beat Manchester United with their B team today at Man U in the essentially the FA Cup. I think they changed the name of it to something stupid now, but and Man U had mostly their B team as well. But I definitely feel very confident in West Ham taking on Leeds. I don't think it's going to be a close match. I bet they'll win by 2 goals. They've been pretty on fire and getting a lot of plus in every game they've played. So $20 at plus 145.
Is Antonio back for that one? I know he was suspended last game. Do you have any idea?
I don't know because I didn't get to watch the Man United English Premier League game, which was their last one. So yeah, there's a chance that he'd be out. But watching them today, they had like 4 shots on goal in the final like 5 minutes against Man United. Mm-hmm. And I just every highlight that I've seen from them over the past few games, they've gotten a lot of chances. So I think they'll score a bunch. And they're a massive team. That's the new hashtag for them. They're saying that they're massive. They're
I feel like the other team around here
strong,
was massive. Was it Club?
Yeah, it's been really. It's been all over the sporting realm recently, but I had some chant and it was really funny. Maybe we'll play it next time I pick them again. This is my parlay this week. Lots of touchdowns. I wanted to focus on the touchdowns, the most exciting part of a football game. So I paired up these 3: Titans over 3.5 touchdowns, Raiders over 2.5, and Rams over 3.5. I couldn't tell you who they play this week. I did look at that when I picked these out. I think that the Raiders are going to score a lot of points every game. I just picked up the $40 man, Derek Carr, for my fantasy team. That's how much fob that I put down on them. So I definitely feel comfortable in them doing that. I think the Titans are going to score tons of points pretty much every week as well. And the Rams, I forget who they played. I think that's the iffy one that I wasn't sure
Rams
if I
got the
wanted to add
Bucks.
them.
Rams got the Bucks. The Las Vegas Raiders
that'll be fine then.
are playing the Dolphins, and then your vaulted Tennessee Titans are playing the Indianapolis Colts. So.
So you have nothing to worry about. These are all pretty solid picks this week. That's almost a guarantee.
That potential winner payout is pretty low for your standards. I'm pretty surprised to see you scale it back a little bit.
I've been around 400. 436 last week. 804 week one. Then I saw everybody else's picks, and I really needed to reel it back in.
Yeah,
after everyone else was in like the 200s. So
we've got a comment in the chat. Mr. I'm not going to say his name on air because this is a PG show, but he's wondering why we didn't see any 16-team parlays after what just happened with the MGM man. Wondering why we didn't just go all out here. I mean, it's free money. We had nothing to lose. Not entirely sure why we didn't go all out there.
It wouldn't be creative or unique now. You know that it's kind of taken. So it's just something that can be done. We see that it can be done. So why do it? You might as well pick some other.
You only get original. Yeah, you only get original ideas here. Absolutely.
Too.
Say that again.
You see that? That guy got paid out. Like his other pet bet was the Lions money line, and it missed.
Right.
But then they paid him anyway.
I think there was some
promotion.
Yeah, it was free. It was a free bet.
Yeah, so they just gave it to him anyway.
We were talking about this earlier in the chat, and John, I kind of sided with John, saying this is pretty cheap advertising for MGM. Everybody thinks they're a bunch of nice guys over there now because they paid the guy out. So I have a feeling that people are going to go flock there somehow for some reason.
Yeah, maybe I should have made that three-way parlay bet we did in Vegas.
Yeah,
maybe they would have paid me out because the ump blew that call. It was the ump's fault. Remember that game?
100%. Game? Oh, we don't. Let's not.
Was over. They won
the
game.
Let's not rehash this.
Well,
we don't want to get any bad blood in here because the man you're referring to, who also was a loser on that bet, is following us in this show for his show of his own. I don't need that to be brought up.
Oh, he's not on right now, is he?
No, he's not. He should be.
Right,
he's due up soon though.
Awesome. All right.
Anyways, that MGM thing. I mean, I can get this week. There's going to be tons of people that just throw together ridiculously large parlays because in their mind they're like, well, if I get towards the end, I can cash out because they do that. And they're just going to lose all their money because they're not going to hit a 16 game. If
it is their money that they're using for these parlays, they will have the option to cash out. This guy just didn't because he used the free site credits or whatever that they offered him. So, I mean, one of these days, you never know. I might throw together quite the
save your money. Save your money for a first drive field goal. That's what you need to save your money for.
Oh, yeah, everybody knows. Everybody knows. So 100% not happening this week because it has something to do with the Bengals, and John made the pick. So, however, he keeps winning our contest. He keeps winning our contest. It somehow keeps working. I can't fault the guy. So who knows? It sounds like he knows a thing or two. Yeah, that's no free ads. Cut that out. Anyways, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I will wish you the best of luck, except for those of you who decide to go for. Yes.
You know that Sergio Garcia putts with his eyes closed?
Yeah, I did know that.
Oh, okay.
He usually hits the ball so close to the hole that it doesn't matter if his eyes are open or closed. So, that's at least what we're banking for. All right. I'm actually working off some what's the word? I don't know, intel on the course. Somebody said that Sergio is absolutely flushing the ball right now. So I'm just
you have an inside source.
Yes, completely. Yes, that's what we're looking for.
Somebody on the grounds.
Yes. I also saw plus 800 and couldn't help myself. I was going all over with Ryder Cup picks this week. I was thinking about John Rahm to be the first ever 5-point scorer. His odds those odds were plus 8,000 or something. If he won every single match in the Ryder Cup and he's number one in the world, number one golfer in the world, I feel like that if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him. But after last week, not even making the cut, I was like, I don't know if his form's there right now. So I avoided Rahm. There was some other like really simple U.S. bets where the odds just weren't that great. It wasn't really worth the money in this format that we're doing because I mean we have no skin in the game. This is all free money, so I'm just trying to vault myself back up in the green. Anyways, it's been a pleasure.
I take my very seriously.
I respect every prop that you've made so far. The analysis has been spot on. And the fact that you have joined us and graced us with your beautiful mug in front of all of our tens of viewers, it's really a blessing.
That's the highlight of the week.
Yeah, really happy to have you. Maybe next week.
It happen more often. So.
We will we'll be looking forward to it. Once again, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll be back next week, 9 p.m. sharp. For anyone that's watching us on a regular basis, all one of you. And until then, see you next time.
Think field goals.